there in Radio Land. This is K4VWD. CQ, the old friends net. This net meets 3 times a week on this frequency at 3715 or thereabouts. So CQ, the old friends net. CQ. This is K4VWD. Our net meets 3 times a week on this frequency at 9 o'clock on Thursday morning, which is now, on Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock, and Sunday evenings at 6:30, all on 3715 and all AM. Anybody that can generate an AM signal is welcome. So CQ, the old friends net. It is 72 degrees here in Greenville right now at my house, Greenville, South Carolina. And I guess everybody's getting ready for Shelby. So with that, this is K4VWD and our standby for calls.
Good morning, Lee. WA4LLR.
November 4, Charlie Lima Yankee.
NC4ON.
Now stay by just a minute. I got Dave, I think. I'm real light, and so is Clyde, but I got them both, but then there were 2 that I couldn't copy. So let's try that again for those 2 that right after CLY. So please call me again.
Maury Charlie 4, Oscar November, Lee.
K4GN.
N4LQ.
WB4NKL.
WB4ARK. Okay, I'm going to need some help. Steve, I still couldn't copy those 2 after CLY. I could copy you fine. I copied Buddy fine. I could barely hear Dave and CLY, but I got them. So can you give me a read on who those 2 were after CLY?
Right, after CLY, it was NC4ON and K4GDN, and then me, and then Cliff, and then Buddy.
So Cliff is after you, NKL. And I got Stefan, but I didn't copy who you said after Stefan.
F. George, K4GDN.
Okay, here's what I got so far. I got LLR, CLY, ON, GDN, LQ, NKL, and ARK. Who else do we have?
Put me after ARK. This is N4AK.
I'm sorry I couldn't copy that. Who was that?
That was N4AK coming after Buddy.
Okay. Hey, Glenn. Okay. That's the Buddy. Anybody else?
W4MEC.
I know there was somebody there, but I couldn't copy.
That was W4MEC.
Okay, Charlie, got you. MEC. I don't know what's wrong with me this morning. Okay, I got LR, CLY, ON, GDN, LQ, NKL, ARK, OK, and MEC. Who else do we have? Don't hear anybody. So, I know, Dave, I know you're getting ready for Shelby. and maybe some of the others are too. So I'll read down the list one more time, and here's the sequence: LLR to COI to ON to GDN to LQ to NKL to ARK to AK to MEC. So Dave, go ahead and start us off. WA4LLR in the group, K4VWD.
Okay, Lee. K4VWD. And the group, WA4LLR. Well, good morning to everybody. Lee, I'm sorry you had a time copying. I thought I'd run the Valiant this morning. I hadn't had it on for a while. Maybe I should have stuck with the BC610 since you're having book party. But if I'm too weak on everybody, I'll flip me. But good morning to everybody. It's 67 degrees and looks like another sunny one day up here in Burnsville. Yep, getting ready for Shelby. Got the camper ready to go. Getting ready to load the cargo trailer. Hope to go down Sunday afternoon and start getting set up. Well, I'm coming to church Sunday, so can't take off until after the service and after the meal. But I hope to get on down there and get this year's Ham Fest going. Looking forward to it. So, Cly, we'll send it on down to you. Hope you're copying okay. N4CLY, WA4LLR.
Yeah, Roger, I'm copying you just fine. You are between 5.5 and 20 over all through that conversation. So it's up and down constantly for me. It's 72 degrees here. Got my carport up. Didn't take very long. Took my son and my daughter-in-law and my wife about an hour and a half to get the roof done. Then the next day, my wife and I did the whole rest of it in about 45 minutes. So I didn't have to worry about those tie downs I asked y'all about. It all came with ratchet straps, and it came with those auger end tie downs to go around it. So everything was good. It didn't say it came with all that, but it did. Anyway, I'm on my ICOM 7610 today, and I'll turn it over to Stefan, NC40N, N4CLY.
Yeah, Roger, Clyde, good morning, everybody, and Lee, thank you for doing the net this morning. This is NC40N. Yeah, Clyde, I saw your video that you posted on there on YouTube, and thank you for that. I looked at it, and it looked really good. Yeah, everybody is coming in beautiful, whatsoever. I hope everything goes well with the garage project there, Clyde, and things are moving along. So, alright, 72 degrees this morning here in Denver. I'm on my Apache lab with the NFET antenna, and I'm using a little USB microphone this time that I bought for $30 in Best Buy, and probably for when I'm using or going remote. Alright, over to, I think it's yours, K4GDN, here it comes, NC40N.
NC40N in the group's K4GDN, and I'm copying everybody pretty well here this morning. The band seems to be quiet, but a little bit on the weak side, and not much in the way of QSB. I'm on the Viking 2 this morning, and I'm listening on both of the HROs, the 5 and the 50. And actually, everybody's coming in with rather well. I had hoped to be able to get to Shelby, but it doesn't look like I'm going to make it. I couldn't get a campsite at the RV park that I use in Roebuck. I was going to go there. But anyway, be that as it may, maybe we'll get to one here sooner or later. There hasn't been a ham fest, I don't think, in South Carolina now for about 3 years. At least not one that I could get to. Everybody seems to be coming in fairly well here this morning. Like I said, the band's a little weak, but it is quite quiet. So Steve coming through,
Yeah, K4GDN, N4LQ. Very good. Copying everybody just fine here. George, a little static in the background. There is a big stormy mess up in northern Kentucky and over Ohio, and a little bit of Michigan up that way, and I think that's what we're picking up here. But able to copy everybody just great. And let's see, Dave the Valiant sounding good. Fly, the rice box is penetrating through very good, sharp audio. Let's see, Stefan, audio's a little bassy, but I'm talking you okay. And George, that Viking 2 is doing great. Great job here. So, Cliff, how are you this morning? WB4NKL and 4LQ.
N4LQ, WB4NKL. Good morning to everybody, and everybody's coming in decent. Got a decent George also, and here in the QRN from up north. 73 degrees here, up from 68, and running a little different setup, running the DX100B heat kit here today with the Collins 75S3 receiver. And Steve, I hooked up the Malachite on the outside antenna last night and was playing around with it. Pretty impressive little receiver. Line here and the main receiver here for a while, play with it. Yeah, I'm copying everybody pretty well here, so I don't know what Lee's got going on there. Must have some interference. Go ahead, buddy. WB4ARK, WB4NKL.
WB4NKL, WB4ARK. Okay, Cliff, everybody's got a good, strong signal today, including Lee. Lee, your signal is very strong here. Very good audio, textbook audio. And, yeah, I was picking up the static crashes when I first turned on the receiver about 8:25 or so, and so it's clear today. Another hot day today, and it looks like no rain. Be the 12th day with no rain, so we're beginning to dry out considerably here in Lake Wylie. Now that's about it for right now, so over to N4AK, WB4ARK.
Okay, buddy, good morning. We have a very nice signal in here. And Steve is boiling in at 20 over and Cliff is 15 over. And you're about 15 over. Had a little problem with George, but George, I've got your check. I got your check, so no problem. I hope Charlie doesn't sell your receiver in the meantime. Charlie and Lee came over for lunch the other day. Fellas, I really enjoyed it. Sorry y'all had so much traffic. And Hank, I hope you enjoyed that with Flyboys. And forgive me on the tall tales that I encoded with that. So, Charlie, over to you, W4MEC and 4AK.
Okay, good morning, 4AK and the old friends group, W4MEC. Good morning, everybody. It's about 70 here and clear skies. Nice day so far. Static crashes in the distance. I went and looked at the radar. There's a huge thing over Ohio, a big round storm, and it's registering heavy with lightning strikes there off of Whitfield Run. And it's kind of coming this way, but it looks like it is going more easterly, southeasterly than it is due south. So we'll see what happens with that monster. Yep, we had a to go visit with Glenn for lunch on Tuesday, and Lee and I were headed over there. We ran into a detour. Road closed ahead, local traffic only. So we followed the absolute worst detour I've ever seen staked out. We had to rely on Lee's navigation system in his car, and we finally made it to the restaurant. And on the way back, had a good lunch there at Tony's, and had a discussion, and visited Glenn in his house, and picked up George's receiver to bring to him. I got the TS2000 that I bought from Glenn and then sold back to Glenn, and then I rebought it from Glenn, and I'll probably end up selling it back, and we'll keep doing that until we give it back and forth for free at the rate we're going. So it comes down in price every time. So anyway, I haven't messed with it yet, but we'll get it hooked up maybe this week. Anyway, when we left Glenn's house, I said, Lee, we better follow the GPS this time, and it was heading me back to I-85, and I really didn't want to take I-85, so I said, what the heck, we'll go back the way we came and let the GPS tell us a better way to get there other than following the state's detour. So we headed that way, and there wasn't a sign in sight. So between the time we got to lunch and the time we left Glenn's, they had totally opened the road back up. And then we hit the night more traffic jams when I got off I-85 at Pelham Road instead of correction, also on Woodruff Road instead of Pelham Road. It's 2 ways to get to Lee's house, and we ran into the biggest traffic jam I've ever seen in my life. It was awful, and I don't know what was wrong. There had to be some traffic light out of sequence or something, but if those people put up with that every day, they need to take their mayor out and stake him out in the middle of Woodruff Road and let them have it. So, but what a mess. It took us about an hour to get across an area that should have taken us 5 minutes. That's how bad it was. So, anyway. So, next time we do this, we are not going to be coming back at 4 o'clock. All right, so, Lee, I was wondering, you're not receiving very well. I hope you're hearing me. Your sound just as strong as ever, so I'm wondering if when you disconnected that receiver, if something got bumped. So, let's find out. Let's see, K4, BWD in the group, W4BC.
Okay, Charlie, thank you. Well, this is K4VWD, and I copied everybody just fine that time except George. I could tell he was in there, and I agree that Stefan's audio is a bit low. I was having a problem with that, pretty strong. So I copied everybody just fine except George. And let's see, Clyde, your signal was fine too. And Stefan was okay except for the low on frequency, low voice, low audio. All right, let me take a quick standby. Do we have anybody else who wants to join us? If so, please call me now. Don't hear anybody. Well, I've got a little bit of local noise that's causing some problems, but that time around it's me the problem. And I'm not hearing any of the QRNs from up north. It's not moving the needle at all, and I'm not hearing it. So maybe you guys have just brought a got better receivers than my PMO. And the temperature has climbed up to 74 here. So with that, we'll go around again, and I hope you have a wonderful time after church going to Shelby. WAPML in the group, K4VWD.
All right, Lee. K4VWD WA for LLR. Fine business all the way around. 100% copy on everybody. Still hearing some QRN from Ohio, but it's not too bad. We'll fly. Well, we can't put together and put up. Sounds like they included everything you needed. And Stephen, with hardware is on the, well, toward the base here. So it's copying the Viking too quite well. Sorry you're not going to make it. And Steve's always around for these sodas. And Cliff, I think Steve needs to be a representative for Malachite. I mean, he's got so many people ordering those rigs now. He ought to get a commission. Buddy, it's been pretty dry up here as well. I've been having to keep watering the tomatoes and peppers that we've got set out. And Glenn, glad you guys had a good visit. Charlie, sorry about the problem. It seems like anytime you get around I-26 or I-85, you might as well bring your lunch or a book to read or something. It's just, yeah. Well, let's see. Our solar weather, space weather today, sun front 99 from the flux index is 147, 133. They're saying we could get a minor geomagnetic storm on the 27th because the magnetic filaments erupted, I think on the 23rd. We may get a little bit of a hit from some charged particles, but that remains to be seen. This day in history, in the year 79, Mount Vesuvius erupted and took out Pompeii. On this day in 1929, Yasser Arafat was born. On this day in 1950, on this day in 2011, Steve Jobs resigned as CEO of Apple with a health issue. Well, about 2 months later. On this day in 2006, Oprah was demoted to dwarf administrator. On this day in 1989, Pete Rose was banned from baseball because they found out he'd been betting on the game, like the rest of them did. And he was also ineligible for the Baseball Hall of Fame. On this day in 1949, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization went into effect. And on this day in 1932, Amelia Earhart took off from L.A. and landed in Newark, New Jersey, and became the first woman to fly nonstop across the United States. So that's enough from this day in history. Well, here it comes. WA4LLR.
All right, thank you very much, Dave. I finally got a chance to hear everybody, and I'm pleased to say everybody is perfectly clear on my end. And I'm going to have to end my rounds here with the net this morning. I got some things to do and get ready to head to town and get some stuff done there. But speaking of that detour you was talking about, we had a detour up here that lasted almost a year, and it cut us off from our entrance into Shelby from up the northern part of the county into the backside of Shelby, which was way closer than going up 226 and into 74. And they just took the bridge out over there on one of our roads and just left it. Didn't go back for about a year. Then they finally fixed it, so we got our access back. Anyway, I'll say 7-3s to everybody, and hope you guys have a great day and a good week next week. And I'll turn it back over to Stefan, NC40 and 73 N4COI.
Stefan, go ahead.
I changed the microphones here. I hope this is a little bit better and not too bassy. So I'm back on the RE27. You were a little bit lighter there, Clive, for me, but earlier you were booming in here. You're turning over. All right. It's an interesting day for the history of moon landing. I think the Indian people successfully landed a moon lander on the back of the moon today, so that will be eventually make the history book for that, and it's interesting after an unsuccessful reference earlier this week. The first time on the net like this is working. good. Well, everybody is coming in this morning, and have no complaints receiving it. It's a little bit light, but I'm using my headset, so it's coming off. All right, George, back to you. K4GDN in the group, NC4ON. Here he comes.
NC4ON in the groups, K4GDN, and the microphone did make a good bit of difference there, Stephen. It certainly got rid of all of the bassy in there. Sounds very good. I'm copying everybody fairly well here. There's beginning to be a little bit of QSB. It seemed to affect Glenn and Charlie more than anybody else, but I got most of what they had to say. And Charlie, thanks for picking up the receiver, and Glenn, you should be getting the check, hopefully. And Charlie, I sent you a letter yesterday. I put an exhaustive list of tubes in there. We were talking about this earlier. You can bring them down in September when you bring the receiver. And you might let me know what dates you're going to be down here in September. You were saying it was towards the end of the month. And Lee, thanks for calling me that. And Lee, you're always coming in here well. I don't know what it is about me getting out here. It's probably my antennas, and in fact, I've got lots of trees around my antennas, but they're basically on the south and west side. The north side I'm pretty open. North and west side. But anyway, be that as it may be. But the band does seem to be developing a little bit of QSB, but it is very quiet. And the net has gone really good today. I really enjoyed it. So with that, we'll pass it on to, and by the way, I'm on my Cinefed dipole this morning. I was going to try to use it. I'm not sure I've used the infed on the Viking so far. I'm not sure. I'll have to check on that. Anyway, Steve, it's coming to you. N4LQ in the group, K4GDN.
K4GDN in the group, N4LQ. All right, George, yeah, a little QSB that time, copied everything okay, but band's starting to shift around a little bit, and skip's getting a little shorter, I suppose. But otherwise, everything's coming in great here. Works fine on the Malachite. Just be sure to put your receiver front-end protection device on there. Oh, got mine in line. I built one using those Schottky diodes, and it works great. So anyway, I think we're supposed to get some rain this weekend and first of the week, but it's starting to look like maybe it's going to clear up before the hand test. Everything will be good. I hope that's correct. And maybe a little cooler also. So that would be a welcome relief. And I'm just using the AF68 this morning, and I'm using an SDR right now and recording it, video streaming it. So hoping that comes out. I've made some improvements on it. Should sound a little bit better. And anyhow, I guess that's about it. I'll go ahead and turn it over to Cliff, WB4NKL, N4LQ.
N4LQ, WB4NKL. Okay, folks, I got the little Schottky diode device built. So hopefully receiver won't get pulled up or something. I seen the weather forecaster Shelby, the one I was looking at, looking a lot better than it did. Seems pretty good weather Friday and Saturday, and lower temperature, so that's a big plus. Today's supposed to be up about 90 here, and tomorrow is up above 94. I think they're calling for the hottest day, and then it starts cooling off here in this area. But it's not quite up to record breaker temperatures. I think that was back in early 2000s. We had a little warmer temperature than this. I'm gonna get out and say 73s and get my walk in. I need to be back before 11, and it takes me about an hour and 20 minutes to get around. So I'll have this timed about right. 73s, enjoyed it, and thanks for calling it, Lee. try to catch everybody Sunday. Go ahead, buddy. WB4 ARK, WB4 MKS.
WB4 MKL, WB4 ARK. Okay, Cliff. Your audio looks really good on the smoke. And good sounding audio also. And from your mic sounds much better. This second mic. And I heard Reed tuning up on the net about 8:30. Gave him a call, but I didn't get a return. I don't know what happened to Reed today. George, you mentioned something, and it kind of sounded like you were saying, well, I owed you something. And I would like for you to clarify that. If I do owe you something, let me know. So let's see what else we got here. That's about it. So thanks, Lee, for doing the net. As usual, your signal is very strong and looks very good. So over to Glenn, N4AK, WB4 ARK.
Okay, buddy. WB4 ARK, November 4 Alpha Kilo. There's a little bit of QSB going on right now. But I've been chasing myself around in circles. Since I unplugged the TS2000 to sell it to Charlie, I put another transceiver over there and nothing would happen. Well, I've been around in circles. So, but the TR relay and the SP200 is not coming in. I've got the Harbach mod in there, but the TR relay, I mean, I couldn't believe that, because when I unplugged it, it was working fine. So I naturally assumed it was the other transceiver that had a problem. And the older you get, the worse the language gets when you have a problem like that. I'm embarrassed. Anyway, I directly short the RCA plug and it didn't come in. That's how I finally figured it out. Anyway, Lee, thanks for doing the net for us this morning. Signals they copying everybody good except George is a little low. That's because he's DA. And I hope your doctor's appointment on Wednesday turned out all right. So, Charlie, I'm glad you told me you didn't get on the air Tuesday night with that rig, because I had a guilt trip, because I just knew that you had been on sideband and I wasn't there, and I forgot all about it. I'm glad you didn't get on 6 meters Tuesday night with that rig. So, W4MEC and 4AK.
Real good, Glenn. It's 4AK and the old friends W4MEC. Well, Boone didn't make it either. He was over working with his brother, and he said he didn't get home till 9 o'clock. So nobody was there that night, so that's all right. So, and I tell you, when I got home, I was worn out. I guess dealing with traffic can tear you down sometimes, and one thing I did notice, it was 98 down there when I started heading home from Lee's on the car thermometer after it settled down where it should be, and I got to Greer and it was 95, and I headed north out of Greer. I watched it go all the way down to 85 when I got on top of the mountain there. So I think by the time I got home it was 83. So quite a bit of difference in temperature between where I live and down there that afternoon. So, but I sure would have liked what the problem was down there, because when Lee and I got over the exit to avoid the backup on I-85, we were pretty far up the exit when we hit the traffic. And we sat there, I kept looking in the rearview mirror, and it wrapped out. It went down the exit. I could see down the interstate, so whatever it was must have just occurred about the time we got there, or it starts every day right there. But anyway, did not like it. I was with this rig hooked up. I had brought my big 35 engine in the Studio A, and I was hooking a couple of things to it. I still haven't put the nuts back on the studs back there for the 12 volts, but hooking a couple of things back up to it that it ran off of, so I'm glad I didn't finish the job. I put the power cable on that thing again. And fire it back up. I was wondering when you said it wasn't working, if you had more than one RF cable hooked on the back of that TS2000. I think it's got 4 connectors. But I wonder if you picked up the right cable going to that TR switch, and I maybe got one of the other cables there that was on the back. So I actually had mine hooked up to bulkhead connectors here, where I could for UHF, or rather VHF rather, and I could switch my one feed line to my antenna, my VHF antenna system, one feed line from here out to that switch by just moving jumpers around. So it had 3 connectors on the back. So anyway, that's the story on that. And thanks for running the net, Lee. Like I said, great signal as always. So hopefully our receive signals cleared up a little bit. Let's see. Comment on your walk there, Cliff. Well, you already know. But anyway, I had one that took me about an hour, a little over an hour to walk it, and a fellow built a house in his pasture I used to cross, and I've never felt right about it. Even though I talked to him, he says, yeah, you can cross here, and I never really felt right about crossing across his pasture and his property now, where they used to, well, they still cut hay off of it on the lower part of it, but I'm still a little edgy about crossing that, but so I had to truncate my trip on my walk, but I really missed my longer walk. So anyway, let's see. Back to Lee, K4VWD in the group W4. Let me see.
Okay, Charlie. I got a bad QSD right now, but things went pretty well that time around. And Charlie, your signal's going from about a S4, S5 up to 30 over. That's how bad the QSD here is my house. Let me take a quick step out. Anybody else want to check in? We'll see if you're wrong in case. This is K4VWD standing by for calls. Don't hear anybody. Did anybody hear anybody that I missed? Don't hear anything. All right. This is K4VWD. Well, Glenn, first of all, I read the first story about your trip over, and I haven't read any of the others yet. And the newspaper article about Murdoch, I've been following that for quite a while. I haven't read this article yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Let me tell you what, we had a lot of traffic problems. Like Marty said, the bar hard driver he is. If you ever get a chance to ride with Charlie, go ahead, man. He's a great one. And I went to the doctor yesterday, and good news. He cut one of my diabetic medicines. I was surprised. But anyway, he said my A1C was kind of low, so he wanted me to quit taking one of mine. So that was good news. So I had a good trip to the doctor yesterday. And let's see. Nothing else for war right now. So, well, if you're still there, go ahead. We'll make this 73 round. And somebody might find out that I only got Cliff signing out. So WA4MRL in the group, K4BWD.
K4BWD in the group, WA4LR. Yeah, it's fly. Alrighty, well, excellent. All the way around. I need to get out of here and get back to work before it gets very much warmer. So, Lee, thanks for the compliment. 7-3, God bless. Hope everybody has a great day. And we'll take that pretty. So, Stefan, I believe it goes to you. NC4ON.
Yeah, Roger, Dave. We're in the group NC4ON. All right, beautiful copy. Section moving in here also. No issues whatsoever. Thank you for doing the net lead. Hopefully we can let me see the next week. Everybody, hopefully have a good rest of the week, and maybe we'll see you at the Hanford show. So that's it. 73. George, K4G.
And thanks for calling the net lead. And buddy, we're okay. I was referring to Charlie. Maybe I misspoke, but Charlie and I have some things going on there. Charlie's bringing down the receiver from Glenn, and also I sent Charlie a letter with a bunch of food listings in it, and that's what we were talking about. Hopefully we'll be in here on Thursday. Oh, by the way, I got a good doctor's report. Last Tuesday after we got off the net, I had my 6-month checkup, and everything is doing fine. So far everything's good here. With that, I guess I'll turn it on over to Steve. 73 guys enjoyed it. I sure wish I could get to Selby. So Steve, here he comes. N4LQ to group K4GDN.
K4GDN in the group, N4LQ. Very good, George. Good copy on everybody. And it's been a real pleasure this morning. And Lee, thanks a lot for running the net. Sounds like everything is under control there, and it's great. EMR8 must have decided to do better, or your noise or something. But let's see, in for a couple of hot days, and then a little bit of rain this weekend. And I guess Sunday will be our next net here at 6:30 p.m. See y'all there. And trying to get ready for another month coming up real soon here. So, 73s to everybody. Passing it on to Buddy with that sign. WB4ARK, N4LQ.
N4LQ, WB4ARK. Hey, Steve. Another good transmission. And thanks, George, for the heads up. I thought we were good on the relays and all, so that sounds good. And the temperature here, I checked a few minutes ago, it's 78 degrees. And yesterday was a cool day. Really nice day. Breeze blowing time to time. And cool temperature, so it was really nice. So with that, I will say 73 from here. And thanks again, Lee, for doing the net. And we'll see, hopefully, you on Sunday. N4AK, WB4ARK.
Okay, buddy. And good to hear you this morning. And the other morning I was just reading the mail, and it seems like y'all may be working on another train project. You were talking about a burner, so if that's true, don't forget to put a picture of your current project online for us to look at. It's always interesting. I know Charlie's interested in trains, and I am too, used to be anyway. But, so still keep up with them. So it sounds like you and your son have a real project going there. So thank you again, Lee, for doing the net. Glad you got a great doctor's report. And so Charlie, over to you. W4MEC and one question, one thing I forgot. If George is still copying, no, Dave, if you're still copying, I've got 2 books I gave to Charlie to give you at the next luncheon or whenever he sees you. There's a book by Strauss on radio astronomy I picked up at Greenbank, and a project book, so he's got those for you. W4MEC and 4AK.
4AK in the group, W4MEC. Thanks. Well, I remembered the 2 books that had to go to Dave, but it slipped my mind who got the other ones, and I think he just reminded me with George, so I'll remember that. I'll put it with the receiver. So, anyway. And my comment slipped my, about the trains there. Yeah, you know, Glenn, when you had to dismantle that wonderful Markland layout, and I think you said you sold it to a fellow. There was a fellow on this site called OGR, O-Gauge Railroading, and it's a pretty good site. And the fellow is dismantling of his basement empire, and the thing was, the history of it goes back to 2011, I think, when he was building it. And from 2011 to 2023, well, just recently, he was putting updates on built stuff, changed stuff, and now the last couple of days, totally dismantling it down to the 4x4s that held everything up. So it's kind of a historical, put all the pictures together and string them together real fast. It would make an interesting slideshow. So the first 2x4s and screws to the last 2x4 were taken out with the screws. But interesting stuff. And I tell you, some people, you know, while HO can be an affordable part of the hobby, O-Gauge is not. And everything is at least 4 times as expensive. So when you have a basement full of it, it's quite the gold mine there. But not quite as expensive as some locomotives that Buddy and his son put together, though. that is a serious rich man hobby there. When it comes to folks that actually buy them pre-assembled. Building yourself piecemeal is not too bad, but completely ready to run, it's quite the sticker price. So anyway, 7-3 all, and I want to make one quick note that Sunday, rather Tuesday was it, when I was running with the RF gains almost at 0. Today I'm running with the RF gains almost at max on this receiver. Quite a bit of difference. 7-3 all, we'll talk to you on Sunday. K4VWD in the group, W4MEC.
Okay, Charlie, there you go. It was a little bit better that time, but not wonderful. Still a lot of QSB. Does anybody have any final comments? If so, turn it off. Don't hear anybody, so I guess we're done. So I will also say 7-3, God bless. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Look forward to talking to you Sunday, and if you go to Shelby, have a good time. And I hope the weather's decent for you up there. So again, 7-3, God bless. Take care, and we'll talk to you Sunday. So VWD is now closing. We're all set. So long.